All right, Marcellus, Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game to you, and we're bringing another big game this Friday night. Right now, I got New Oxford Colonial coach Jason Warner on the show. Thanks for jumping on, coach.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
Well, I don't know who put the schedules together, but the way it worked out perfect. You're coming in right now at 9-0, and you have to travel obviously to Eastern York. They're 8-1. All the marbles are on the table here, coach. How's the vibe going with the squad?
I mean, this is exactly the position you want to be in, right? As a coach and as a player, you get to the end of your season, and you have the records you have. You're playing for yeah, a division championship. It's not that long ago where we weren't playing, meaningful games as a program. So, the journey that we've sort of had, in our program to the point now where we're playing. Like a couple weeks ago, you're with us with West York. I mean, that's for the division title or a share of it, right? And then again, this is for the outright division title. These are games that matter, right? So, it's exciting to be in that position, and the team is very excited about going to Wrightsville.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned West York. They have Dover this Friday, but they're going to be tuning in, I'm sure, and getting the score updates because they have a hand in this whole thing as
Yep,
well.
yep, exactly.
Obviously, yeah. So I mean, it's either your title and your title alone and your squad, or it could be a two-way or it could be a three-way tie. So can't spoil it. No spoiler alerts here. You're gonna have to come out to Eastern York this Friday. Kickoff at 7. If you can't make it, watch it on Sports Shooting Stars. I know. I can't wait to be out there though. This is football weather starting to creep in, especially at
Yep.
night, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we're
So, but
excited.
I got to tell you this: my our stat guy, Carter, the Scappa report, he calls you the quarterback whisperer. The because of some of the track records you have here. Obviously, Connor Beans was one of the quarterbacks under you. Is that correct?
Yep.
You had Jet Moore, um, Braden Long, Adam County's all-time leading passer, who's at Slippery Rock and doing fantastic. I know they're 15th in the country right now, Division II. He's fourth in Slippery Rock's program for yards, fourth for touchdowns, fourth for completions, and he's still got football to go.
Hmm.
And I just saw today that he made national news as being
Yep.
the only player from Division II to be one of the 16 qualifiers. I want to get this right for.
Yeah, 16 finalists for the Campbell Award.
Yeah, there it is. So, and that's not just a player; that's also a scholar, right?
Correct. Yep. That's academics, that's leadership, and that's your play on the field. So he's one of 16 finalists. Actually, just spoke to his dad a little bit ago, so they're really excited about the opportunity. And I mean, Bray has really busted his butt, to get there, not just on the field with what he's been able to do at Slippery Rock, but also in the classroom. And I think it's to be noted, if you don't mind that I
Yeah.
interject here. He is a guy who sort of did it the old school way or the old fashioned way or maybe the right way, depending on where you stand. In that he didn't go to Slippery Rock, he didn't start right away. He actually was behind players ahead of him for 2 seasons, but he waited it out. And that's not something that you traditionally see right now in college football. A lot of guys go somewhere, they're not part of the equation right away. They want to enter the portal and go here, there, or whatever. And I'm sure he'd have had those opportunities had he taken them, but he didn't, right? And he's done a great job up there at the Rock, and we couldn't as a program be more proud of him and all the things that he's able to do, and we're really excited about this opportunity for him.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I mentioned to you I played basketball at the Rock, and I'd like to keep in contact out there, and it's just so cool. Definitely got 717 pride when you see a
Yeah.
player
Oh yeah.
make national news like that. And now you were a wide receiver back in college, is that correct?
Yes.
So like I said, they called you the guru or the quarterback whisperer. Is that did you play quarterback at all? Or?
No, 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 no. A lot of that honestly comes from I mentioned his name last time we spoke. That's Mike Marshall. He continues to work with our kickers and punters at this point as sort of a retired a retired guy, but he was on the staff for almost all the seasons that I was coaching here. He was actually my coach in high school.
Oh,
And Mike coached our quarterbacks for those first, he started with Braden as the first quarterback he coached. Connor Becker was in there. He was a backup to Braden. And then he's, like you said, Connor Beans, Jet Moore, Adriz, Akhmedovic. And then, Mike stepped aside last year. He's 73 or something like that. He coached football for 48 years. It was time for him to spend time
Wow,
with his family and
that's
his
crazy.
grandkids and all that sort of stuff. So, but he's one of those guys you can't keep him away. So
Right.
he still comes up now and works with the kickers and so forth. But anything that I'm doing during the practice week is something that I stole from Coach Marshall. So
Nice. Well, hey, that's the way it works. I know I've learned, from coaches myself, and yeah, that's the way it is. I think you're supposed to give credit 3 times, and after that, it's all you. So, but yeah, and you mentioned the kicking. I've seen this game this Friday kind of build as the number one offense versus the number one defense. You guys are very well rounded. We saw that in the West York game. Offense, defense, and of course, special teams. Brady Miller, 54-yard kick, tied the YAI AA record, at least unofficially. And, talk a little bit about how important it is to have that special teams going into a game like this Friday.
Yeah, sure. And it's similar to the approach we took last Friday at Warwick. We were determined early in the game to take a little bit more conservative approach. And if we had the opportunity of points, when you have a kid like Brady, we're going to try to take points. And he actually made the first field goal, but it got taken off the board because of a personal foul penalty on Warwick, and we ended up scoring a touchdown then. But and then the second one, we had a bad snap, bad hold. There was some stuff in the process that was messed up. But regardless, having weapons like that helps a ton, not just in with the field goals, but also with punting. The 2 times he punted last week, both were inside the 20. So when you're able to do some of those things, and do them well, I think that gives you, a huge advantage on a Friday night, because the game is made up of 3 phases, and the better you are at all 3 of those phases, the better chance you have, to win football games.
Yeah, for sure. And I know we talked about the quarterbacks. Obviously, how nice is it to have Luke back and healthy?
Yeah, I mean, I think for Luke's sake, it's probably really nice, and for the team's sake, it is too. Because I know he was getting a little stir crazy, and had it been left only up to him, he probably would have been back in the same game that he got hurt in. But wiser people prevailed, and I think we took the right steps to hopefully ensure his future, and a healthy future for him. So we're excited to have him back. He's a student of the game, and he really goes the extra mile as far as preparation is concerned. He's a coach on the field. I mean, he's even coaching our scout defense up. Hey, this is what we see on film. Can you align here? Can you do this? Trying to make sure that we're getting the best look possible, throughout the course of the practice week as well. So and he picks up on things sometimes that that we don't see as well, from the sideline. So it's nice to have, when he comes off the field, that we have the ability to talk about those things and make adjustments as needed.
Well, I could definitely see in that West York game. I know leading into that, you guys were so run heavy and really opened up the playbook. With him back under center, definitely really impressed with that game. So, what are your thoughts going against Eastern York in that high-powered offense? Obviously, they got Quinn Bramble, quarterback. You got the Russian threat of Nushi Valente. Obviously, can't give us the game plan, but how's some of the ways you're looking to slow that squad down?
Yeah, I mean, I think our biggest thing is to take our opportunities. You know what I mean? We're going to try to protect the football because that's always essential on the offensive side of the ball, and we're going to try to limit explosive plays on the defensive side of the ball. So we talked a lot this week about what their offense is capable of doing and what they have been able to do, and then on the flip side of that, as far as yardage and things like that, they're averaging like 42 points a game, 250 yards a game, things like that. We also talked about defensively over the last 4 weeks. They've only given up 2 plays of over 20 yards, so their defense has been playing well, and what are we going to be able to do to sort of counter that? Okay. So, they're extremely athletic on the back end. We really like all their, corner safeties, linebackers, they're fast, and those are the things that, we're going to hope to use to our advantage, as we take the field Friday.
Yeah, well, obviously, Sports Shooting Stars, we typically do the York High Central game, but we left it up up to our fans, and it voted, I think, around 70%. They want to see the game this Friday. Like I said, I want to see it. Come on out, Eastern York. Come to the stadium. We always tell you, please come out. If you can't make it, go watch it on Sports Shooting Stars. Coach, thanks so much for your time, and I'll see you out there early this Friday.
That sounds great. Thanks again for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We bring the game to you. Contact us, sportsshootingstars@gmail.com.